He also killed off that Nexus and Pylon, so this is a good time to sit and see if he can't get a macro advantage. He, however, has not spotted this Pylon, so Protoss pressure could be pretty effective. But instead, we are getting an expansion back down for Sinatra. Now that he has his more robust army with the Colossus support, he can hold off Terran infantry attacks. And I guess he also has that Observer still floating around? Yes. So he has a really good idea about what his opponent is doing. Definitely worth a scan to kill that Observer, to keep his army movements and his tech secret, at least for a little while. He might be transitioning to something, so having his opponent in the dark is certainly worthwhile at this juncture. And still just 2 expansions going down, both players sitting tight, very concerned about their opponent's possible attacks. We are getting the range increase on the Colossus. And my guess is this engineering bay is going to be for infantry weapons. And the SCVs are moving out. They're going to fully saturate this second expansion. Both players doing very, very nice, keeping up with their macro. Lots of harvesters for both sides. However, only one geyser operating from Nyx, which is very telltale that he's planning to stay infantry for a little while. He is getting that second one finally to maybe diversify his tech. But Terran, just playing with Marauders and Marines, don't really need much gas whatsoever. So operating on one gas for all this time. Army tab. Both players still very equal in that regard as well. Nyx has a slight advantage, but the Colossus can really close that gap quickly. So Nyx probably going to need to tech up pretty soon, because although their armies are equal size, both of them doing a nice job with macro. Neither player really has a leg up, but those Colossus really a strong, strong counter to the Terran Bio Ball. And without Vikings to attack these, or a few more Ghosts for EMP, and ideally Siege Tanks and or Medivacs, he's just going to get out-teched. So Colossus giving a nice advantage to Sinatra, but nothing so far for Nyx besides just infantry. So there is a factory coming down now that he has the excess gas. Either going to see some Siege Tanks out of this, or a starport afterwards for dropships and Vikings. And we are seeing a press from Sinatra moving out with 3 Colossus. We are seeing a Stargate in addition coming up, so tech switch for Sinatra if this doesn't go well. A Scouting Stalker is going to get finished off by Nyx there. And 3 Colossus, lots of Zealots. This is actually a very, very strong force. Slightly smaller, but strictly speaking, I would say these 2 armies are equal. Big advantage for the extra range on those Colossus. But I don't think either player will come ahead especially far if they were to engage right now. Sentries are very useful for their Guardian Shield and Force Field, so that will help out. And Nyx is pressing out, 1 Force Field going down, and those Colossus beginning to fire, trapping those infantry units, and the Zealots going through that one little hole, but range of those Colossus just making so Nyx cannot skirmish, and Nyx's force is being completely eliminated here. He's getting torn up by his Colossus, not being able to fire on them whatsoever. He is retreating, and it's far too late. The damage is done. Sinatra losing most of his ground forces, but his 3 Colossus, his expensive, squishy units are intact, and he can skirmish with this range 9 as long as he wants. And it looks like Nyx's going to lose most of his army and possibly his expansion. Reinforcements pouring in from this pylon. Expansion in the far corner going up. Some very, very nice multiple activities going on from Sinatra. Also Phoenix coming out from that new Stargate. And as well as more Colossus. So I guess those Phoenix are there to lift Siege Tanks if they are to come. But Nyx doing his best to produce units. This Colossus does get away and still skirmishing with that range 9. It looks like Sinatra is going to be the winner unless we can see something very, very soon from Nyx. No Vikings coming out. And yes, this is going to be it. Sinatra now moving into the base, going to start killing production buildings. Not enough units coming out in time. And Sinatra, very, very nice Colossus play. And Nyx is defeated. So Sinatra moving on to the round of 64. That is a best of 3 round, I believe. Check the tournament thread on Team Liquid if you want to keep in touch with what's going on, and keep tuning in to IC Cup TV, and be sure to check out those sponsors. Thank them for their support for the esports community, and until next time, have a good one.